Former acting ICE Director Tom Homan has strongly condemned sanctuary city policies, asserting that they protect criminals at the expense of public safety. In a recent Fox News interview, Homan called for legal action against officials who implement these policies and supported ending sanctuary jurisdictions through Supreme Court intervention.
Let me read a headline to you. Chicago leaders encourage residents to exercise their rights in resisting Trump's deportation policies. The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, basically admitted that he knew somebody that didn't have full documentation, that he was hiding over his garage. Then we have Tom Tillis, senator from North Carolina, saying that people should have the right to sue sanctuary cities and states that aid and abet in lawbreaking. Your comment on all of that?
I think the governor's pretty foolish saying what he said, because I got note of it. We'll let it go. We'll look into it. And if he's knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien, as a violation of Title 8 United States Code 1324, I would seek prosecution, or the secretary would seek prosecution. So maybe he's bluffing. If he's not, we'll deal with that. And as far as suing sanctuary cities, well, get in line, because the Trump administration is going to do that already. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. With one example, right? If the young sanctuary cities in New York City, if they would have gave us over the killer of Lakin Riley when he got arrested in New York City for endangering a child, he would have been in jail, and he would have never killed Lakin Riley. Sanctuary cities are responsible for deaths of thousands of young children throughout my career, and we're going to sue them. We're going to hold them. And look, if it's got to go to the Supreme Court, that's what President Trump wanted to do. He will end sanctuary cities.
You know, there was a 2011 Government Accountability Office study found 3 million criminal offenses had been committed by illegal immigrants. This is before Harris, Biden, Mayorkas threw the floodgates wide open, 12, 14, 15, who knows how many, do we have any estimates? We know there's about 350,000 missing children that have been used by illegal immigrants. Do we have any estimates? How many Americans have been victims of violent crime, murdered, and raped? Do we have any idea of that number at this point?
There's really no metric on that, because, it's, of course, in 1,000. We have no metric because of one reason. Many sanctuary cities don't even track the nationality. When they book them in jail, they won't ask what country they're from, what their immigration status is, because they don't want ICE to find out. So even though we know sanctuary cities are protecting criminals, we find out about a lot of them. There are a lot we don't find out about, but they simply won't gather the biometrics so we know who they are. But again, I think President Trump, this administration, are going to sue sanctuary cities. We need that information. I'll say it again. Sanctuaries are sanctuaries for criminals, bottom line.
Homan specifically criticized New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, who implied he was sheltering an undocumented individual. Homan warned that knowingly harboring illegal immigrants is a violation of federal law under Title 8, U.S. Code 1324, and could lead to prosecution. If he's gnarly harboring, concealing, that's a violation. I will seek prosecution, or the secretary will seek prosecution, Homan declared. He also pointed to the murder of Lakin Riley, arguing that New York City's sanctuary policies allowed the suspect, previously arrested for endangering a child, to avoid deportation. If they would have gave us over the killer of Lakin Riley when he got arrested, he would have been in jail. He would have never killed Lakin Riley, Homan stated, emphasizing how sanctuary cities contribute to preventable crimes. Homan claimed sanctuary policies have caused the deaths of thousands throughout his career by shielding dangerous individuals from deportation. He accused local officials of prioritizing undocumented immigrants over community safety and vowed to push for federal lawsuits against these cities. Fox News host referenced a 2011 Government Accountability Office study showing that 3 million criminal offenses were committed by illegal immigrants before the Biden administration. Homan agreed that current policies have worsened the issue, but admitted there is no precise data due to sanctuary cities refusing to track offenders' immigration status. They won't gather the biometrics, so we know who they are, he said, criticizing the lack of transparency. Homan's remarks have intensified the debate over immigration enforcement and local law enforcement autonomy. Supporters of stricter immigration laws view his stance as a necessary step toward ensuring public safety and upholding federal immigration laws. Opponents of his position argue that sanctuary policies protect immigrant communities and improve trust in law enforcement. With legal battles over sanctuary policies looming, Homan and his allies are pushing for federal intervention, lawsuits, and Supreme Court rulings to force compliance. The clash between local versus federal authority on immigration enforcement remains a key issue in national politics, and Homan's comments reflect growing demands for stricter policies and accountability for local officials accused of undermining federal law.